Hello. Welcome along to Roslyn's Babies MTT. It's possibly the biggest tournament of the day, possibly week, possibly even the year. We're here celebrating Talisha's first birthday, and what better way to celebrate it than with the perils and despair of a multi-table tournament in poker. I am Professor, and I have been tasked with recording and possibly even commentating on the final table, and we've got 14 players left. I'm just watching a shove from Ashelina into our chip leader, RPC 1337, who has been running like God. He must have only had one card there because he decided to fold. With two cards he would have called and won. He's been our chip leader for most of the tournament. Some guy called Xflix has been up there for quite some time. Dr. Donkin has been hanging around up the top. Sletis has been pretty much running like God too. And I was even in the chip lead for a little while. You may be wondering, why aren't I there? Here's the good thing that happened. It's always nice to turn a boat. Even better when villains river something that gives them a glimmer of hope. And here's the demise. Yeah. Nut flush draws aren't so good against sets. Whoa, hiccup. FC's just shoved over the top of Ashelina's shove. Let's bring it in. Quick. Aces. Hiccup. We're down to 12. Let's bring this one in for a little. Okay, after some impromptu pause, mainly because it was taking ages to get to the final table, we're on the final table bubble. Breath of Russia just shoved sixes into nines and they did not hold. Roslyn is letting everybody know that it's bubble time. Probably while she's eating cake. Good for her. Ganagi, if that's how we pronounce this German name, is sitting out. So with blinds 100, 200, they've got a few more hands. Sletis looks particularly thrilled that he's going to get to the final table, and RPC has got themselves more chips. And now we probably have a long wait as it's hand for hand play. Let's pick a table and have a look. FC wins a pot with ace high. Nice! RPC says German's doing good anyway. Checking it down. Jacks win. Raise and take it. Same thing on the other table. We're back on the final table bubble. Ganagi is all in the big blind. And has queen, but that's no good against our chip leader, who has the mighty a7. And assuming that nobody busts from the other table, we're headed for the final table of Roslyn's Babies MTT tournament. You may wonder where my present for the baby was. My present is this advice: don't play MTTs. They will suck the very life out of you. No matter what your mother says, don't believe it. MTTs will crush your soul and your spirit. That's my birthday present. Also the $1 that I donated to this tournament, and the 10 cents that I gave 2 stars that they don't need. Oh, we've got a pot on our other table. This guy called Xflix. He's got a lot of red stars and a little red spade by his name. That must mean something. Whoa! That's a big call! And it's final table time, and our final table is 8-handed. Still RPC in the lead, but Xflix picked up some nice chips there. Xflix has obviously never been to a final table or won much in poker before, because he's very excited. Dr. Donkin doesn't believe this still, and he's quite right too. So Bones picked up $1.61. Not only was it the final table bubble, it was the bubble. So Ganagi, who blinded out, got absolutely nothing. Bad Bones picks up 161. Roslyn says that Felix got a $1 bounty for busting the guy who bust me. I'm sure that will make a nice increase to his bankroll. Xflix will be able to invest that. In MTTs or cash games that he may be playing. I should concentrate on this final table now. So Dr. Donkin's picked up a few chips, but everybody's rather short. And Brook08, particularly short, only has 4 big blinds. That'll be a concern if anybody opens. You'd expect GVS9 to be a little bit stronger, because they'd be committed against Brook. And raise and take it. Among some other noticeables? Among some other notables that finished in the final 2 tables, Span42, who was sitting out for most of the time, Hand Analyzer on PSO, Oval Man, who was also sitting out for much of the time, Haniag, who seemed more interested in making bets than winning, Ashlina Hokey Pokey 2, and Ganagi, final table and tournament bubble boy, who was sitting out. FC Hiccup folds. This Xflix character raises again from the button. Ooh, and a call from the big blind. Ooh, and a donk bet. Min donk bet works. I enjoyed that one. Fold to the blinds. And just a limp from GVS. Interesting. And a check to Donkin. I wonder if he sees this as an invitation to bet. Yep. GVS has a huge decision with his king high, or maybe not. He calls. Now we get a small bet on the river. 9, do we think? Do we think it's a 9? Dr. Donkin. He's making a suggestive comment there with the donkey symbol. GVS smiles. GVS 9 and Brooke representing Mother Russia, and it looks like the two are going to tangle right here. Brooke obviously has no hand or respect for his country mate. Who else is flying the flag? Literally RPC, as you can tell. Romanian. That's not going to stop Xflix. The German trying to steal his blind. Our chip leaders going to war. I say chip leaders, but GVS has snuck up and is in second position. RPC 3 bets and takes it. RPC, the guy who knocked yours truly out of this tournament. The swine. So Xflix is opening from a little bit earlier. I wonder if this means it'll be, yep, good enough. It's a classic race. King Queen wins said classic race. And now Xflix, who's been floating around the top of the charts for the majority of the tournament, is our nearly short stack. I'm assuming that somebody said nice hand to Dr. Donkin, otherwise he's sticking the needle in, which I quite like. And if I know Donkin, he will probably be more than happy to take over, raising and taking from Felix. Brooke has finally found a hand that's good enough. FC has found a hand that's good enough to call nearly 2 big blinds, and Felix is priced in but doesn't shove. I don't know what that means. Respectful check down. Ace high was no good for Brooke. Brooke finishes in 8th position, $2.07, heading to his bank account because he showed up and played Roslyn's Babies MTT in honour of Talisha. Who's won today? Cake for all. Xflix, will he shove? What? And a walk for GVS. Feels a little bit like RPC has taken foot off the gas. Xflix does find a hand that's good enough to shove. Less than 9 big blinds. Looks like Sletis has a decision. Sletis obviously representing South Africa. I'm not certain how their Winter Olympics team is faring in Sochi at the moment. I suspect it's not as good as the Germans and countrymates of Xflix. FC saying something profound